Okay, so that's his and her recovery in a nutshell. Of course, it's very simplified, but that gives you a basic understanding of what's in it for each person. Now let's talk about this couple's recovery, which of course involves his and her, but this is tricky terrain. A lot of the times people have a lot of difficulty knowing what to do with the couple relationship. Some in our field would even say that there shouldn't be any couples work for at least 1 year, that couples shouldn't even talk about their marriage for a year. I don't come from that school, and you'll find out why in just a minute. But this is what some people recommend, to not do any couples counseling, to not talk about the marriage for a year. Just focus on yourselves. Some will say, let's try traditional marriage counseling and just go see a marriage counselor. Just do some communication building, skill building. The problem with this is very important, is that it ignores that we're not dealing with a level playing field here. We're not dealing with just two people who just don't get along. We're dealing with trauma and betrayal, which is very different than just two people not getting along. There has to be a restoration of accountability and trust and movement from the person who offended. And so traditional marriage counseling, in my experience, usually makes things worse. Because what it does is it assumes that both have the same exact needs, and they don't. They have different needs in the moment of the crisis and the early recovery stages. Later on down the road, when things are more stabilized, marriage enrichment and counseling and those kinds of things are absolutely essential for couples to heal and learn how to become intimate partners again and really connect. But early on, it can do a lot of damage. And so well-meaning couples seek out traditional marriage counseling. And so I suggest that neither one of these are helpful. It's not helpful just to do nothing about it and ignore the marriage. And I don't think it's helpful just to sort of gloss over it with traditional counseling approaches or self-help, marriage self-help kinds of approaches. Because again, that ignores